this is Noreen from Joy of Cards, and I just wanted to talk to you today about using Stampin' Up! Foil with the Stampin' Up! Dies, and I'm using the one from Stitch Stars. It's this really beautiful die, and I was going to make a card, and I had a heck of a time, and I just wanted to share with you an experience that I had because I happen to own the Big Shot Plus, which is right over here. This big monster machine I bought because I thought, oh, it's bigger, so I won't be limited to size of dies. It'll be awesome. And I didn't realize, and no one told me, is that the difference between the Big Shot Plus and the Big Shot, other than just a bigger piece of paper you can put in, is a Big Shot Plus has different kinds of rollers and there's more pressure because I was having a heck of a time using foil and the die, and I called Sizzix and I called Stampin' Up, and basically the Big Shot Plus puts so much pressure on the die that what it's going to do when you cut this out is it's going to, here's the one that I used to cut it, and if you can tell, I don't know if you can tell on the thing here, you're going to find all these little circles, and those are the doohickey dots that you poke with the pokey thing to get your paper out. We all know those technical terms, and this kind of stinks. So I started calling around and looked online for videos, and they talk about a pressure plate. I'm going, oh, I probably have that. I have all the plates for this stupid monster machine. So I started looking for plates, and I thought, okay, I'll put a shim in it. So I looked for the thinnest shim that I could get, and this is what it did. This was a catastrophe. It didn't cut at all. It was like, nope, that wasn't the way to go, so throw that one out. Okay, and then they talked about, oh, there's my doggy. There's Buddy saying hello to whoever is outside. But then I thought, well, I do have an adapter here somewhere, and I put the plates all together, and I got this monster piece of garbage here. Well, that wasn't it. So I called Sizzix. So let's throw that one away too. So I called Sizzix, and I found out the Big Shot Plus does not come with that pressure pad. So there is no pressure pad for this machine. I don't know why, but it's not. So the only thing they said that I could try is maybe using the Sizzix release sheets, which is kind of like the wax paper thing, but they said, it might have some residue if you use wax paper, but if you get their release sheets, which I haven't found online with Michaels or Hobby Lobby, not that I looked, but I didn't see it. So I decided, well, let's use the wax paper thing in my Big Shot Plus. Well, this is the piece of junk that I got. This is all scratched up. It's horrible. Yeah, and you still got the divots from the little circles, so that's out. So, and then I tried another way, another thing, and that didn't work, and that's out. So what I decided to do is, if you look here, I have my little sidekick. This little $30 awesome die cutter I use on anything I can shove through here, which is under 2.75 inches in width. This thing is awesome. And you don't have to bring out the big clunky machine with all the, the big clunky plates and everything. So what I do is I ran it through here, and not that it's 100%, but it came out pretty darn close. So if you're having problems with foil, and also on the Stampin' Up, they do have this plastic lining on the back of the foil sheets, and when I run them through the machine, it does kind of come out a little bit. So here, I'll just show you what I do. So just go ahead and always put it down. I guess if you run it this way with the die up, it cuts harder, and we don't want that to happen. So if you've got something that isn't cutting out at all, turn it upside down. And then what I do is I also take washi tape to kind of hold down everything. So I'll just put a little piece of washi tape, kind of line up the paper, because this stuff, the Stampin' Up! Foil is beautiful, but you don't get a lot in a packet, and it's not, cheap. So I'm just trying to reserve as much as I can. So here we do that, and then I'm going to put this on here. It's beautiful. And then in my silly little sidekick, I'm going to run it through once, and just for the heck of it, twice. Go ahead and pull it out. And the die will come off nice. And then you'll notice when you're pulling it apart that you'll get on the back this plastic stuff. And if you can pull that off, pull it off, because it makes it easier. See, this guy's kind of holding on because of that plastic. So if you can pull it off, that's great. See, it comes off like that. But go ahead and use your pokey thing. It's a technical term. And pull out all the little doohickeys. And the stars. Ooh, save the stars, because you can use that on a nice card. So save those. But as much of that plastic you can get, the better. You can just work it out. But this is a pretty intricate die to use. And like I said, it's on the Stitch Stars in the holiday catalog, Stampin' Up. See, I just pulled off a big piece of that plastic stuff. And then just poke out your stars. Other than that, it's pretty hardy. Another thing I advise with foil that I noticed, because most of us have plates, the die cutting plates that are nice and loved. This is a kind of a new set because couldn't find the other set. My scrapbook ate, or my scrapper ate it. And as you can see, I'm showing you not a Hollywood version of my scrapbook area. It's a very messy version, real time, real scrapbooking kind of stuff, or card making stuff. And but what I do recommend is that you cut your foil down to size, because the scratches on your plates will transfer onto the rest of your foil paper. So I did this through the Big Shot on a big piece of paper, thinking I don't have to cut anything, and I ruined the foil because it took all those impressions right onto that foil. So I took, this one is like 2.7 and by 5, and I ran it through just so I could conserve some of it. So I just wanted to see, here's some more of that plastic stuff. So I just wanted to tell you about what I found out, because I spent like an hour on the phone with Sizzix and Stampin' Up, trying to figure out why this foil wasn't working right. So if you have a Big Shot Plus, you're kind of a little SOL. Either get one of these little sidekicks for like, you can get them for as cheap as maybe $30 to $50, depending on where you get it. And then, or just the regular Big Shot. Don't get the Plus. And the rollers are different. The pressure is different. And because it's not made for the intricate die. So anyway, if you're interested in anything else, because this is a new YouTube station, here's my Stampin' Up direct address. You can, hey, order something. I would like to come back. I would like to, continue to do this. So here you go. Tip of the day. Took me like 2 hours to figure out, but I gotcha. Thanks. Bye.